that's the open mouth. And then I move it with the bottom. It's like a stick at the bottom of the pot. And I move it with my hand. Bada bing, bada boom. It looks alive.
But the movies I watched when I was a kid were things like Commando. You watching Arnold Schwarzenegger kill like 300 people, somehow that was okay for a 10-year-old kid. But I never thought about being an actor, and then I just sort of drifted into it from doing commercials and a little bit of this.
And you did a couple episodes of Xena?
That's right. So yeah, when I was like 18, 19, I did one episode where I was a half horse, half centaur, and then which was surreal. Standing there in a leotard on a green screen, doing this. I could live without doing some of the press, because I'm quite private. I like having my own time and my own life. But that's part of the deal, and I accept that, and try and make the most of it. And what I really love is what happens. It's effectively what happens on a stage. Is the exchange between two people, with a director and maybe a DP. There's a little quadrangle of people that are ultimately responsible for what's going to happen when the rubber hits the road, and that is the moment-to-moment experience when we're actually making something. Thanks to largely, originally I think HBO, and then they really broke ground. Not exclusively, but they really did go back as far as Oz and Deadwood and The Wire and things like that. They just kept hitting the ball out of the park. So, and that's, I don't want to say they didn't trailblaze, but they definitely were at the forefront of TV evolving into what it is now, which is some of the best stories are being told on television. And to be honest, I don't see that many movies coming out now that really rock my world. Every now and then I do, but it's usually TV shows that I seem to gravitate towards. So I don't have a preference. It's really about working with not when I say best people, I don't mean necessarily creatively. Well, but of course, but I'm talking about people's humanity and who they are. Like, you spend a lot of time at work, so you want to be around decent people, and thankfully I've been really lucky with that.
Now, can you talk a little bit about being cast in The Boys and taking on the role of Homelander? What was that process like, becoming involved with that show?
Well, initially I didn't really, I was filming something when they wanted me to audition, so I didn't get to it for about a week, and then my agents kept hassling me about it. And I was like, okay, fine. And went into my trailer at lunchtime and just used my iPad and a spot on the wall and just basically spat an audition out and then sent it in. So anyway, I did this audition, spat it out, and like almost out of anger. And then they called back and said, oh yeah, we love it. And then eventually got it, and I thought, well, I better read the episode and see what it is that I got myself into. And there was nothing to go on in that because there was only 2 scenes in the first episode. So it was kind of a leap of faith in Eric Kripke and Seth and Evan producing it. And aside from that, it was just, I've been told by, actually one of the guys that I was working on this movie was said, if you get a chance to work with Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, do it because they're fantastic, and that has been the case. So I took a leap of faith based on those guys and Eric Kripke, our showrunner, and it's been great. It's paid dividends. I found that there was too many sex scenes in season 1 of Banshee. Yeah, oh my god, yeah. She just FYI, she said, oh my god, yeah. Yeah, we don't need a retelling. I'm not going to tell the group that. This is not a share time. I'm speaking. Please. But you're right. You're 100% fucking right. I said no sharing. So
at least those don't involve milk.
No, it was. I'll get to the milk. So in Banshee was. I did think there was too much sex for my character in season 1, but I didn't feel like I was new. I'd just come out of Australia, or New Zealand and Australia. It was the first show that I did in the States, and I didn't really understand. I didn't really understand what I could and couldn't push back on. So I went with it. And then in season 2, if you look at the seasons, you'll see that in the last one I didn't do one because I just kept pushing back and pushing back. So that got managed. And then it's not really part of the question, but the breast milk in the face scene, that was probably one of the strangest things I've done, just because.